Greetings in the name of the Most High Jah Rastafari. This is the Kill Jen, Sister Jenny, Auntie Jenny. And if you want to get forward, it's Jennifer Frederick, another edition of It All We Think. People at the front today are in a car. I ain't going to tell you who car because it's too fast, but are outside, a large and outside. You know we do. You know we don't do it, right? We have a program here, so let me start it one time. I hope you all, wait 30 people are all, they're not easy. Or they can't wait our new thing at all, they're coming new. I tell you, they're coming something different. All the time I can be holding up my phone on the thing, looking unprofessional, so Jen getting, again with the thing, so we start now. Want to play twice, well, the technology does go probably bounce something, right? So, we just start with the pledge. Let me just see how much of my peeps inside already. We all here. I ain't see nobody, all they writing nothing, but if I ain't get all it today, right? Sure. Next Friday, we'll do it that way, right? Hey, Shireen. Hey, Margaret. Hi, David. Hi, Owen. Hi, Lesbon. Well, always here, reach across by all this side, right? So, let me do the pledge now. Or they will like the pledge this time. Listen to this.
I solemnly pledge to dedicate my life to the service of my God and my country. I will honor my parents, my teachers, my leaders, and my elders, and those in authority. I will be clean and honest in all my thoughts, my words, and my deeds. I will strive in everything I do to work together with my fellow men of every creed and race for the greater happiness of all and the honor and glory of my country.
It's important that we stop teaching them the anthem, we stop teaching them the pledge. But that's how I start the show. So we start again. I always say I always have something good, even in these times. Always have something good happening, right? So I'm seeing here that the Digital Foundation, this was in CNC3, Trinidad Guardian. The Digital Foundation and Shell, Trinidad and Tobago have announced the renewal of their partnership, pledging a 3-year co-funding commitment to the extraordinary projects impacting communities. They call it EPIC EPIC Grants Initiative. The agreement totaling TT $3,888,958 was officially signed at the Digital headquarters on July the 14th, 2025. So there's some good news coming out there from Digital, and we hope that other corporate bodies will take pattern and don't just take we money, but invest back in the communities too. I don't know if people saw Tyler Perry's movie, his new movie, Medea Destination Wedding. But I want to tell all they need to watch it because you know whose music they use in it. They use Kiss. So they'll just play a little piece there because I don't have the copyright to the music or anything, right? So this, when you all watch it, listen to this music in the background.
Ooh, na, na. whatever you do, stay the way that you are wherever you go. Yeah, what you're contemplating on, don't hold back at all. So free up yourself and just let go now. Can't come off your phone now. Make that bam bam go now. What you waiting for? People coming down from all over, just a jump to soca. Come a little closer, and I love you totally. When you want me, you want me, you want you, baby. When you're rolling it back, it's only you. However you want it, you got it from me. You got it, yeah. Girl, I'll be there for you.
Song. Okay, I'll play the whole song because I have a thing to do, right? So that's Cassie. Congratulations to Casino, Trini, and everything. Trinidad and Tobago, we always in everything. We have talented people here, whether in academics, whether in technical work, whether it's art, whatever it is, we out there. So let me continue. I'm also seeing that Dr. Rowley has returned to geology. The region is still unprepared for volcanic disasters, you would have said, right? So let me just read a little piece. He looks very happy. Dr. Rowley, enjoy your retirement from these. Look, I ain't gonna tell you. You don't know them already. A bunch of Guardian, Dr. Rowley, Douglas Putton Rowley, like the man didn't earn his PhD. So Dr. Rowley returns to geology, and the region is still unprepared for disasters. I would have said that. Former Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley has issued a stark warning that the Caribbean remains hopelessly unprepared for volcanic disasters 3 decades after the deadly Soufrière Hills eruption in Montserrat. Speaking at the Montserrat Volcano Observatory 30th anniversary scientific opening conference on Monday, Dr. Rowley said regional governments continue to underestimate volcanic threats, often dismissing calls for preparedness as crying wolf. Tell me if you all hear me properly. A dangerous mistake is believing volcanoes will always give us enough warning before erupting, he said, and worse, assuming it won't happen on my watch. Dr. Rowley, a trained geologist, played a role in the regional response to the 1995 to 1997 Montserrat eruption. At the time, he witnessed delays in decision-making that he now attributes to political posturing. It was clear that the chief minister was seeking confrontation with the British government. He told attendees during a presentation by Montserrat former governor Frank Savage. His comments followed his public announcement last month that he was returning to his first love, volcanology, as a form of academic stimulation, not a career shift. In June, during a Men in Leadership panel at Bishop's High School, he spoke of rekindling his passion. At this week's conference in Little Bay, he joined scientists, disaster managers, and regional leaders in reflecting on lessons learned and not relearned from Montserrat tragedy. So there's a little thing there. Dr. Rowley's out there doing his thing, well respected in the Caribbean. Even if them haters in this country don't respect him, he's respected in the Caribbean. He's a scientist, qualified at that. He ain't by his PhD. Real thing, real study, real work. So let me continue the talk now. Well, let's not. I see Dr. Who is his name? Dowlat. That's his name by the man who is in the education. Who is his name? Who is his name? Look, me a business now. I'm seeing that in the Guardian, they speak about the Education Ministry to offer 20 million in book grants to 20,000 students. I'm reading this. I want to show you how they're making everything seem as if them is the one who instituted this thing. And this is a PNM policy, you know. This was in place since the days of Dr. Eric Williams, you know, and then it come to the ages. So Dr. What's his name? The man now who is the Minister of Education, who was the principal of one of them college and them. No, where's the college? Naparima. They say nothing new, or they didn't implement, they say. So let me read this. Quick to tell you what they're doing. The Ministry of Education has announced that it is currently processing payments under the 2025 school supplies and book grants for students of government and government-assisted primary schools and secondary schools. The ministry said in a statement that it was currently working closely with the Ministry of Finance to secure the required financial releases To facilitate the commencement of disbursement, the initiative aims to distribute 20 million in 1,000 book grants and 20,000 eligible students, supporting families with the cost of essential school supplies and learning materials. You know why they had to do that? 10,000 CPEP workers on the breadline, just so. Forestry workers, LSA workers, and the list goes on and on. So they know September, just now school opening, people have to get books. And listen now, all I used to talk about the PNM wicked, and they like nobody, and Dr. Rowley the dictator. All they gain it now. We ask all your April the 29th, all they want to be answering the phone, diplomatic center. Minister Stuart John was the Prime Minister, then no Kamala Prasad successor. Some of them stay home. Some of them say them two parties is same. Some of them get chained by people who come to tell you don't vote for PNM, don't vote for Stuart Young, because a black party. All they got in yellow bamboo now. Anyways, back to the book grants. So they're giving out book grants. They had to do something, and they had to do something. You know, the UNC come like, you know, in an abusive relationship, and they get an abuse, right? And then one day the abuser treat you nice, and then going back abusing a couple of days after, and then they going back again treat you nice, and here we start to think psychologically, you start to think that oh God, although he bad or she bad and thing, you know, they still give me some food to eat, and they still get a little money and all that. That's what you see doing, you know? Abusing the citizens, you know, and coming back to get a little something to make it feel as if it's okay. So let's book granting. But I love this book granting. This is not a UNC initiative, eh? Don't make them tie all up, eh? Because they want to claim everything now. So this was in the Guardian. I'm waiting for it to load.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me if all you hear me, go to know director. If all you hear me, let me know, eh? Let me see the comments to make sure all you hear me proper. Because I want to be talking to myself. Much blessed and much joy. Okay. All right, outside.
This is good.
Okay. So I'm seeing here phase 1 of 1,000 book grants rollout today. And this was 2024, the 8th of the 7th month. It was under Dr. Naim Gaspi. The PNM was rolling out that already. It ain't nothing new. So it says here, while the TNT Unified Teachers Association is welcoming the phase 1 of the Education Ministry's school supplies and book grant distribution, which begins today, that was last year, the union president says he hopes those most in need will benefit. Well, I hope that Lumpkin will tell Dowlat and them the same thing, that he hope that book grant they giving for 20,000 and the needy people would get it. Only I'm out for PNM, I know. Only I'm out for PNM. And as for Dr. Eric Williams, I'm going to just read this quick. A little thing. It's good to go back in history because they feel it's just so the PNM come, it's just so money start to flow, it's just so grants start to give. And PNM never get nothing. So let me see if I could get a little something here good for you. I just want a particular area. Let's see. I don't know if I find it today, I'll read it on next day because I don't have no time to see. The writing small and I can't hear with a driver. Me and who it doing at all, boy. I'm in darkness. I went to tell you who it is then. Like I have to pay for the light. Like it reach now when they're traveling, people can't hear what light and you have to pay current. Let me see if I could find this thing here. Madam, put it on. The wind went blue. Gosh, what do you think? So, right. This is from Eric Williams. Somebody would have written, I'm not telling only who write it neither. Social welfare too was central to Williams' vision. Books and uniform grants were instituted, as were a school feeding program. Free bus passes for students and seniors, old age pension, food stamps, subsidies, low-income housing, rent restriction, charitable grants, healthcare, prescription drugs funding, infrastructure, water, electricity, telecommunication, major arterial roads, and a developed airline route were also central to his plans to modernize and independent Trinidad and Tobago. They hear the kind of thing. So when the UNC and them talk about PNM never do nothing for this country. If Dr. Eric Williams and the PNM instituted all them programs and them, whether social programs, whether it is developmental, whatever it is, whatever government policy you could think about that they enjoy now is based on Dr. Eric Eustace Williams, right? I will read out more of that on next day. So I seen that Mr. Deja Amin, the Minister of Rural Development, talking about corruption in URP. Because right now, them talk, everything is corruption. But the thing I want to say is this, right? They're saying that there's corruption in the giving out of the contracts to the contractors, that cabinet was not aware, and that the people in CPEP, I ain't gonna call the name, the people in CPEP, they are the ones who led people to believe that the contract that they give extended until 2029 was with the approval of cabinet. Okay. So if that is true, what the hell that had to do with the 10,000 CPEP workers? Deal with all the 300 contractors who always say in some corruption something and allow the workers to work, because I understand it's not the contractors that pay the workers. I understand all the contractors that do is pay NIS and pay, I think, health surcharge or some kind of thing. I hear is, I don't know how true it is, but I hear talk, if it is true, or they come back and tell me. I hear is CPEP plus pay the workers. I don't know. But my point is this. If you have a problem with the contractors, that have nothing to do with the workers that sit down with no contractor, they get no contract. All they got is a job, and they was doing the work proper. Deal with the contractors and leave the workers alone, but all they too wicked. But you know what? All who went and vote for UNC and the code is yellow, and when UNC win, all we win, all they fall for a jingle and a slogan. So let me continue. So with all that shit talking, Papa, you know they don't get somebody to head the board already. And I understand. That is one of the people's. UNC campaign manager gets major URP posts. PNM mustn't get the people. PNM mustn't get the activists. Because it's corruption. But them could get them people and get all the activists. And that is helping the people. Or the wickedness. So the Ministry of Rural Development and Local Government has appointed United National Congress National Campaign Manager Feroz Khan as the new program manager of the Unemployment Relief Program. Oh, they think it easy. When them do it, it's not corruption. It's about helping the peoples. When PNM do it, it's corruption. And somehow they're so dirty. Some of them activists and them are saying it, they get Ting and they eat out from PNM and let people feel PNM don't give nobody nothing because like they don't want nobody else to get neither. It's a good thing as a patriot I just do things because I love my country. Huh? They can say what they want. So that the new twist is saying CPEP now that the contracts and them was not approved by cabinet. But they put in their own people. They put in their own people in these companies now as directors and all kind of thing. Well, if the story of coming here too wasn't so sad, I would have laughed. The new Minister of Energy, Dr. Rudal Munilal, I say, in my opinion, a Kamala Prasad Visesa put, in my opinion, I feel she put Dr. Rudal Munilal there as punishment to fail, so that he can't contest the leadership of the UNC when the time comes, because he looking real stupid. Dr. Munilal, I mean, you know disrespect, but you don't know nothing about energy. And you're only making blunders over blunders, and everything you talk about is what Stuart Young put in place. Let me tell you what this man doing now. Energy Minister Dr. Rudal Munilal says government has met with Ando PLC and has informed the company that the process is continuing. Know that the refinery restart committee has been appointed. I promise not to laugh, but all I hear what I just read. All I hear what I just read. Okay. Munilal, this in the Guardian, 10 hours ago. Munilal government engages Orlando. Remember Orlando? The company that they say that corrupted from Nigerian corrupted. Just the same with that said Jindal, corrupted. They don't want no part in no corruption, nothing. They ain't taking part in nothing that the PNM had put in place, no contract with nobody, PNM put in place, they're taking part in. Now today, Dr. Munira said I'm going to talk with Rwanda. Look, hey, let me read what coming up beside this yesterday, no Prime Minister would have said about Rwanda. All the good years. All the good years. This is what let's see I'm from voting for. This is what some people in PNM go around and tell people to vote for. Don't want to vote for PNM. Vote for UNC because PNM is a black party. Don't vote for Stuart Young. And if the party lose like 33 they go build back. Kamala, UNC won't honor any refinery deal in the PNM signs. And this was just 138 days ago, people. All I counted down. You know me and maths. I ain't all that. Counted on 130 days ago. 2025, the second of the 20th of the second month. Kamala Prasad, the sister, say UNC won't honor any refinery deal that the PNM signs. United National Congress leader Kamala Prasad, the sister, says her party will not honor any agreement the current PNM, the People's National Movement PNM government enters into regarding the Point-a-Pierre refinery. And she says government colluding with Nicolas Maduro, Venezuela's regime, is the worst bent over in TNT energy sector. I really don't know. Because you can't tell me that Dr. Munila now said I'm going to talk with Wando. Who is Wando? Not the company that the government would have given, not given, would have leased the refinery to. They would have put their money, fix back, modernize everything, and they would have hired our citizens here to work back in the industry. And they would have found their own market to get their own crude oil. They would have sold the thing, and they would have had to pay all the taxes, everything in this country, and money would have been running. Come up as a business and them said they don't want no part in that. So how come now they could be telling me Dr. Rudal Munilal is going to the government going to be meeting with our Ando? All they tell me they're making blasted sense. I don't curse. All they know that. But these people that make you feel the cost, you know. How they could be meeting with our Ando now? Or Ando ain't corrupt no more. As the PNM not in office, or Ando ain't corrupt. Just like the CPEP. When the PNM give, they say they give their own, the contractors and the activists and them work in CPEP, it's corruption. But no, the UNC doing the same thing, it's not corruption. All they get chain up, all they buy it wholesale, yellow bamboo, level and hard. I ain't reading no more. I ain't reading no more from this. Listen to what this next deceitful, dirty one I keep telling him and telling all they're asking again. Mr. Ansel Roche. How much is your salary? Is it $90,000 a month? Mr. Ansel Roche, where do you work? Who do you represent? What bargaining unit do you represent? Mr. Ansel Roche, did OWT do everything in the power so that the petroleum workers who were retrenched and got the retrenchment, visa settlement and all that, land was also offered. Did you all do all the part to make sure that these people get the land? Because I understand they get it, you know. I understand they reach out to the former government and was told it's the OWT you had to do them part, you know. You're writing thing in paper, so listen to what it is. Roche say. This was the 23rd of the 4th month in the Guardian. As the Trinidad Petroleum Holding Limited confirmed it was continuing negotiation with Nigerian energy company or ANDO to restart the Point-a-Pierre refinery. Oilfield Workers Trade Union President General Ansel Roche made it clear that any deal signed close to the general election will not be honored by a future UNC government. Oh, you hear that? Speaking to Guardian Media during a walkabout in Point 14 on Tuesday, Roche said the refinery closure caused immense suffering to families. He said the revitalization of the oil and gas industry and employment would come only with a UNC-led administration. Since Stuart Young shut down Petrotrin, thousands of families have suffered. That will change on Monday about ongoing discussion with Orlando towards the restart of the refinery, Roger said this was an election gimmick. I think they are trying for yet another time to make an election gimmick out of that exercise. Every election, they find a way to talk about restarting the refinery, he said. He criticized the government for attracting what he described as corrupt companies. You hear what he said? Orlando is a corrupt company. Which part I reach? Right. Remember, it was Teotiong who shut down this place shut down. Remember, it was Teotiong who shut this place down. He advised Keith Rowley to shut down Petrotrin and the people to continue to suffer. You know, I read it no more. Ansel Roger, in my opinion, is that nastiness. You know I'll say that? Because he worked in Petrotrin for the refinery. They knew that Petrotrin wasn't making the kind of money. They knew in the world, the energy world where oil refineries are, that the benchmark for payments in terms of salaries and remuneration is like 30-something%. In Trinidad and Tobago, it's 50-something% was being paid out from Petrotrin for salaries and other things, not profits. Not only that, Petrotrin had to buy, or the refinery had to buy about 140-something or 50-something thousand barrels of crude oil every day to mix to the 50,000 barrels that local producers were producing here in order for them to start the process to get all the different chemicals and stuff from the crude oil. So when you have to buy that every day, US, bring it here, you're losing some profit on the refining. And on top of that, when you do make money, 50-something% of the profit is going to pay salaries and all other things. How much profit that company making? And we know very well, because Dr. Roger Hossain would have agreed that the government, the PNM government, made a good decision. He understood why they had to close down Petrotrin. But you know what happened? They closed down the refinery, and the exploration and production side of it is now Heritage. You have Paria, and there's another one. I can't remember the name right now. However, Heritage has been making money to pay off Petrotrin debt. They don't talk about that. So you say I read no more, because they say Orlando corrupted, but they're going to meet and talk with the same corrupted company that they say PNM was dealing with. You see how nasty these people is? Look now. Let me continue. So they say all kind of thing. Even the chairman, well, you know they have a new board. Lord Father, they have a new board for the refining company. The chairman is Gautam Maharaj, and he's saying it is too early to determine whether bids will be reopened for the Point of Peer refinery. So all of them saying something different, but at the end of the day, it's a set of incompetent, inexperienced, wicked. Look now, no patriots here at all, you know. Let me show you who was a patriot and who did it for love of country. And everything he spoke and told us about, everything he would have done, and laid the foundation along with Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley. It is coming to pass now. By shame, the shame. The Atlantic LNG, the money we getting from that is because of Stuart Richard Young renegotiating with Atlantic. And that money is what's safe, and we don't want to move that if them know something, but they don't know nothing. But still, let me play. I bring him back today. Stuart Young, that my member of parliament, and yes, I support him. The who want to vex like the business. I'm a member of parliament. See, I vote for voting fee since 2015. Who you want me to support? So let me just bring back this story. They talk about Atlantic LNG. Listen to this. Only listen to this.
We are renegotiating the restructuring of Atlantic LNG, Madam Speaker, which is a gain something that has never taken place in any jurisdiction in the world, and that is something we will come to the people hopefully within the next month. We intend to sign the final agreements. Thousands of pages are now being reviewed for restructured Atlantic LNG. That will mean better shareholding for the people of Trinidad and Tobago. We also managed to negotiate third-party access to gas. So that means that not only NGC, Shell, and BP can bring gas to Atlantic LNG in the future, but others can as well. And it was our vision to fight for that, which now opens the opportunities for deep water with Woodside. It opens the opportunities for regional gas. It opens the opportunities for cross-border gas, because that did not exist before.
All you hear that? That's Stuart Richard here. Everything he said about the energy sector coming to pass on, they want to talk about LNG. It's because of the renegotiation. Listen, my member of parliament, Richard Stuart, one of the greatest negotiators. He went and stood before international negotiators and he was a keynote speaker. You know, it's to be a keynote speaker. Huh? Everybody know he's Stuart. You think anybody know Dr. Ruda Mulila? Do you think he could go up in the head? You think he could go to Texas and walk into them boardroom and them with them men and them? No, people say, but where's Stuart? They'll be looking back and say, well, where's Stuart? Nobody know them. Let me play next one. I want to bring this back to all to show all I want to tell all you. The stone the builder refused does end up becoming the head cornerstone. Now listen to this one.
We are renegotiating the restructuring of Atlantic LNG, Madam Speaker, which is again something that has never taken place in any jurisdiction in the world, and that is something we will come to the people hopefully within the next month. We intend to sign the final agreements. Thousands of pages are now being reviewed for restructured Atlantic LNG. That will mean better shareholding for the people of Trinidad and Tobago. We also managed to negotiate third-party access to gas. So that means that not only NGC, Shell, and BP can bring gas to Atlantic LNG in the future, but others can as well. And it was our vision to fight for that, which now opens the opportunities for deep water with Woodside. It opens the opportunities for regional gas. It opens the opportunities for cross-border gas, because that did not exist before.
And if it had played before, I play it again because I wanted to sink into their psyche. Listen to this too.
Project Lara, the largest solar project in the CARICOM. We are also pursuing wind for the generation of electricity. We're pursuing more efficient power generation by combined cycle. We are building the first green hydrogen project. CCUS, the reduction of methanol and carbon, is taking place. So we are looking into the future. We are launching NGC Green.
Oh, listen to that. So when you see them pose up by the solar plant and all them things, them had nothing to do with that. Again, we just always said PNM does put on trap for UNC Guti to run, and them just come and take over everything. But not this time, you know, technology and social media, we had the things to bring back to show you who responsible for them things. And people, if all they find out looking dark in here again, are traveling somebody car, and they want me to pay for electricity, I don't have that kind of money. So we will do it in the dark for now, right? Don't worry all yourself. I just bring the new look, new thing. Tell me if all you like it. When I go to the comments, all you tell me if all you like this new look. I'd rather hold up my phone again and all that, you know, you get inside, just touching things, just a ping, 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 and it coming up. So I just wanted to address that dirty, stinking Ansel Roger, talking about the PNM leave, Petrotrin workers and family hungry. Listen to this. This was in the Express. Billions spent on VSEP at state enterprises. And this was the 2nd of August 2022. In the last 20 years, taxpayers have had to fund billions in voluntary separation employment programs, VSEP, for employees of the state, right? And this is the part that they spoke about Petrotrin. In the case of Petrotrin, it was shut down and 3 companies, Heritage, Parry, and Guaracara, set up with new balance sheets. It cost state-owned Petrotrin just under 2 billion to close its refinery, with the bulk of that sum used for the severance packages for its 2,500 permanent employees, which was estimated at over $1.8 billion. And the cost was exclusive of the $1 billion bond payout. Petrotrin had 2 bond payments due, US $850 million bullet payment due in August 2019 and a US $750 million amortizing bond due in May 2022, which was guaranteed by the government. Petrotrin owed about $3 billion in taxes and royalties to the state over the years. So how the workers went home and families suffering and hungry? If they say they ain't got enough, that's a different story. But it would have been based on their salary scale, how they get the visa money. But it does make it seem as they went home with nothing at all. But let me continue the play now. So, listen to, I still call him minister because, boy, they do this man a real injustice. But don't worry. Don't worry. Listen to this.
And I want to share one further point here with the nation. When the Prime Minister met with the leaders of the energy sector, it was decided to establish what we call an empowered negotiating team of technocrats and led by 2 ministers. Myself, as Minister of Energy, and the Minister in the Office of the Prime Minister, the Honorable Stuart Young. And today, I want this nation to know that we owe a debt of gratitude to the Honorable Stuart Young for his contribution in this whole exercise. He has been very, very instrumental in these negotiations because as a litigation lawyer, he knew what to say, what not to say. I was there at his side. I've been an expert in the field of energy, but he was the expert negotiator. And both of us worked diligently together as a team to deliver these results for Trinidad and Tobago. That gentleman is young, he is bright, he is productive, he's an extremely hard worker.
Yeah? Oh, you hear that? It has always had somebody who will come and vindicate you, and people are telling you again we're going to the lights, right? Don't worry. Friday, God's I'm going to be home in my own place where I have my ring light on my back, and all right. I just wanted to try the thing, and I hope that you all enjoy it. I just going to play one more before I wrap up because this was just a trial run, and I think I get the hang of it, right? So listen to this because it is important to understand where we are. It is important to understand how we reach here, and it's important to understand. So I ain't going to say the rest. Listen to this.
As I was saying, when we realized we'd run out of reserves at some time in the future, that might be too far off in Trinidad, we went to Venezuela. And everybody in Trinidad now know about Dragon. That Dragon field of gas is worth 3 TCF of gas that gives us gas for decades. 18 kilometers of pipeline to a platform in Trinidad, straight into monetization. Venezuelans don't have that ability to monetize gas. You bring it straight across to the hibiscus platform, straight down into Atlantic LNG. They print in money from LNG. We print in money as well. BP Shell print in money using Venezuelan gas. And the Venezuelans as well, for the first time, get the opportunity and the ability to monetize their gas in a fashion that they couldn't before, straight into LNG. 2018, we scored commercial term sheet. Change of government in Washington, geopolitics change, new president, heavy sanctions. Can't do business with Venezuela anymore. Everybody is hands off. We didn't give up. Continue to maintain the relationship. I went across the Venezuelan population, don't know this, putting myself at risk at times during the time when it was heavily sanctioned. When there were protests in the street, there was no food in the stores of Venezuela. I saw that firsthand. Going to continue to meet with the government of Venezuela because when you're with a friend in bad times, they're going to remember that. And that is part of what diplomacy is about. We believed in it for Trinidad and Tobago, maintain the relationship, change our government in Washington again. Prime Minister and myself decided strategically we have to try because we have to get access to that Venezuelan gas for the future of Trinidad and Tobago. 9 trips, I think, in 1 year to Washington, D.C. Very, very carefully. The same White House that you all see on television, several visits I made to the White House. The same Congress that we see now on television, Prime Minister and myself went. We didn't only meet with Democrats who in government, we met Republicans as well and educated them as to who Trinidad and Tobago is and the benefits it could have. What was his story? Europe needed gas because they had come off of Russian gas. We are a friendly country and ally that could provide LNG. We could provide fertilizer. We have plants that are already built with capacity. All we need is access to that gas from proven reserves in Venezuela. 18 kilometers of pipeline, boom, LNG, ammonia. They listened. We kept at it. I remember one day the Prime Minister giving 7 speeches to different Republicans, Democrats, members of the government. We got through. You all know now, we got an OFAC license, the only people, apart from Chevron at the time, to get permission from the United States to do business with Venezuela. But of course, when we were negotiating, they didn't want any payment in cash. We said, okay, we'll pay them in LPG. First thing that you hear screaming at us is, well, President Maduro wouldn't do business with you all because you're not paying him in. Again, it's not for us. It's not for Prime Minister Rowley and Stuart Young. It's for the people of Trinidad and Tobago. We didn't give up. I kept going to Venezuela, meeting with them, taking pressure at times, but we kept engaged with the United States. And in October of last year, we got an amended OFAC license. We could pay in US currency, fiat currency, etc. And a few short months afterwards, I'm proud to say that we managed to negotiate again for the first time ever a 30-year license with the Venezuelans, which we now have for the Dragon field. So we have that in hand, a deal that will provide major benefits to the people of Venezuela and secure the future of Trinidad and Tobago for decades to come.
So as I was saying, anything that happening in the energy sector now that this country benefiting from is from the hard work of a patriot, a lead expert and negotiator, Member of Parliament Stuart Richard Young, and also the vision of Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley for putting that confidence in Stuart Richard Young to get the job done. While our nice opposition leader is receiving accolades in America because she is the first PNM female opposition leader, first PNM political leader. Those seem to be the things, in my opinion, that she's all caught up in. While she's out there, liking herself, the social media officer, I see another no-show. While they're running around and inviting this one to meeting and then inviting that one and that little clique here and little clique here, this is what's going on in Trinidad. So somebody put up the 12 weeks of UNC government. And it says here, her government achievement thus far, that is the UNC and Kamla Prasad Bissessa, repeal the TTRA without implementing a replacement authority, repeal property tax, which her local government minister has recently said she needs the revenue from it in order to function, frozen hirings at RHA, fired more than 20,000 workers, created photo obscene programs begun under the last government, insult CARICOM by sending OJT to attend high-stake meetings, insult the public by pretending Hindu culture is the predominant national culture as a head of government visit, removed board viciously, hired and fired the NGC chairman in less than a month with no accountability, read out a midterm review with an increased deficit of 9 billion without explaining sources of fund for said deficit, fired a CBTT governor attack the president to separate government arm, attack the independent senator bench, attack the judiciary, remain silent in escalating crime, order report on the possible reopening of Petrotrin refinery after promising its reopening, told a traumatized public to hold strain on crime, told PSA workers to hold strain. People, is this true? I'm asking a question. Is it true? Before I end, I just want to say this. Just a couple of days ago, there was a post going around saying that the Minister of Transport, Jolene John, would have said, well, basically nothing, no 10% for the public officers. I didn't believe it because, as I said in a video I made, I don't see Minister John being a reckless person in her comments, right? However, the PSA put out a release saying it is fake news. Okay. But public officers still don't know what's happening. And they're asking me when they're getting the money. So I want Felicia Thomas to answer those workers. When will the 10% starting point of negotiations, when will it start? And when it's starting, for what period will the 10% starting point of negotiation will be for? Will it be for 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, or 23, 24, 25? Which period is it for? And if you're starting at a starting point at 10% for one period, a negotiating period, well, then the next negotiating period, they can't come back and say you're starting at 10. You have to go higher, because the way we negotiate is based on the retail price index methodology, meaning how the inflation eat up our public officers' salary for the month, for the year, and over the 3 years. And seeing that we negotiate every 3 years a negotiating period, it cannot be more than 5 years. It becomes 5 years if it goes into special tribunal, and no less than 3 years. So every 3 years, it means that inflation will have increased or decreased or something to the sort. So you can't start every time at 10%. So when is that going to start? Because I know for a fact, based on what Watson Juk would have said, we would have gotten a settlement for the period 2014, 15, 16 under the PNM. And he said he's refusing to open it because it was Christmas time. He made a video in 2019. And then in 2020, he make a next one and say he ain't opening nothing. Because back then, he was all up in the politics because he wanted to be the employer. He didn't want to be no employee, because as a union leader, you are employee to the workers. So we ain't got nothing. Felicia Thomas was right there with him. Leroy Baptiste was the consultant, was right there with him. So I just said them is to blame for the situation that public officers find themselves. But they got what they wanted, you know. They're from Wassa. And there's nothing wrong with it, bigging up Wassa and fighting for Wassa. So no restructuring on Wassa, everything nice in Wassa. And they stop the TTRA. And they're good with that. Leroy Baptiste is not the Minister of Labour. And all I need to ask Felicia Thomas, the people on the board of Wassa, if she know any one of them. Because all this thing looking like it's a family affair, friends and family. They're accusing the PNM of corruption and all kind of thing. But when you look at what's happening in the board and in this and that, what people are supposed to say, and not only that, I find the boards and them looking too heavily on one race. You see the same how Kamala Prasad say about these Caribbean Court of Justice, she can't support it because you don't have enough Indian in it. Well, we could say, you know, them boards and them now, all them boards, they don't have enough African on it. This looking like it's an Indian country. And then why you could say that, based on the recent trip of Prime Minister Modi from India, Ms. Kamala Prasad and the UNC make this a Hindu-Indian event. They didn't make this a national event. Because I'm sure if Dr. Rowley was in office still, or Minister Seo as the Prime Minister still, had he won the election, because this trip wasn't something that the UNC planned. This was already in process, because Dr. Rowley had already met with Prime Minister Modi already. I'm sure it would have been a national event, just like when Indira Gandhi, the first woman Prime Minister in India, when she came to Trinidad, when Dr. Eric Williams was alive, it was a national event. Everybody, every creed and race took place. This situation here, when Modi came, it was an Indian Hindu thing. Nothing but Trinidad and Tobago. So as I was saying again, Felicia Thomas, you need to tell public officers when this 10% negotiation is going to start. Or is it all they want now and all they comfortable now that all they don't have time with public officers and public officers on their own? Because I want to say, union leaders used to always tell us, that the bourgeoisie, the politicians and them living like the bourgeoisie and them, eating nice, sending the children to the best school, dressing, doing this, money, everything. While the workers who provide the labor and whose labor was create the wealth, they getting crumbs. But now all the union leaders become the same bourgeoisie, all they used to scorn, all they have now become the employers and eating and drinking the best while the workers still continue to get crumbs. All they see how life unfair. All they see how life is unfair. We had something good. We had something good. It may not have been the best because nothing is perfect. We had something good. We give it up for a jingle and a slogan. And now people feeling it. People feeling that some people just shame. They just shame. Only talking about give she some chance. You think a PNM could have come into office and within 2 months fire 20,000 workers? This place people that be marching up and down, but not a word. Not a word. People give them a chance. It's really had corruption. You think PNM could have put people on boards where 90% is African people? You think the PNM could have done that? The UNC is doing that right now. 90% of the boards when you look at it is Indian people. Not a word. And this is a cosmopolitan country. But you know what? We like it so it's sweet. What are we going to do? Just sit back? Are we not going to know our rights? Are we not going to exercise our rights under the law lawfully? Under the PNM, it was a march and Rowley's a dictator. Rowley's a tyrant. But this prime minister doing all kind of thing. You ain't hear not a word. Give you some time. Give them time. Give them time. But PNM didn't have no time. And PNM is who built this country. I read to you what Dr. Eric Williams would have programs he would have been put in place, programs that we all benefit now from to this day. School book grant and all them things is not a UNC concept like PNM. Everything, PNM. All the gas deals and coming through now with whatever money, everything, PNM. Stuart Young. But it is what it is until it's not what it is. So people, as I end here, I want to thank you all for staying locked on and tuning in. Let me see if I can see my peoples. I'll assure you all when I do my live on Friday, I wouldn't be in the dark. I will definitely not be in the dark. I inside a car here, I know they leave me in the car and them go on the way, and I in the car, no air condition, nothing, so I'm starting to sweat, so I can't sit down in this. I start to feel like I can't breathe because I'm claustrophobic. All it's not easy sometimes, but I do my thing for my peeps, right? So let me see all who here. Oh, yes. So I'm seeing here Natasha, Owen, Diane, Rookman, the boss, Donna. Oh, let me see. Sure, let me see. Oh, gosh. No. Sure, by mistake, I put you on I try and trial and error here. Javid, take the car. Oh, God, yeah, boy, I take the people car and the tomato. Like, I have to pay for light now. They just lock me in the car and they go, and so I go and finish here now because all they are sweating the brown powder running off my face. And in the dark, I think I seen something nice and nothing behind me there. All right. So, people, I carried Sedina, Val, everybody, all my people from Facebook. Everybody, let me see if I can run on Facebook quick, because I can't do all of that, man. Oh, God, I can't do that. It's true, I got new technology thing, but I can't forget my peeps now. Let me see if I can run and do it here quick. Oh God, all are sweating. Let me tell you, like I can't breathe. Oh God, Jesus, Lord have mercy. What the hell? Give me a minute, all you. 1 minute. Ooh, Jesus. Yeah, oh God, I'm looking at myself and think I'm looking like I dwell or something, boy. All right, so Roslet Shirley. Oh God, what do you think? All of you are going on. Thanks to all my peeps on Facebook. Thanks to all people on the platform on YouTube. Love you all. Thank you all so much. 289. It was 300 before. I will work out the thing, right? Hi, Joycelyn. I seen some of the people pop on them. Sandra, Hazel. Put up the names now. When I go home, I'll try to work out this thing proper. So people, I love you all. stay tuned. I was just trying out this thing today. I get in the hang of it. I no longer have to hold up my phone and all kind of thing, right? I hope all they enjoyed it. It's just a little darkness and all that. But we'll talk definitely on Friday. God's prayer comes with something fresh, something new. This is Igil Jen, Sister Jenny, Auntie Jenny. And if you want to get formal, it's Miss Jennifer Frederick. Another edition and let we talk the thing. I go and I love all about. Director, thank you so much. She had so much patience with me, all you will never believe. She had patience with me to get me to where I reach here. Just a little darkness and thing. And don't worry, we'll work out that. But I need to get out this car now. I love all this. Stay tuned. New things coming. Fresh things coming, right? Love all you. Bye.
Sufferers don't care who migrate from where or who living in who pays. Sufferers don't care who from country. Sufferers don't care who from town.
Sufferers only want to know
where the next food coming from.
one for all them racists. That's one for the racists. Anytime you bounce up a racist and you hear them running them out, it have a whole set of people don't care what they're talking about. A racist is someone living happy and all their family doing well. So race talk is really not for people in the ghetto catching hell. Now tell the racist, sufferers don't care about color. Sufferers don't care about race. Sufferers don't care who migrate from where or who living in who place. Sufferers don't care who from country. Sufferers don't care who from town. Sufferers only want to hear where their food coming from. Get up early next morning, go down in the 10 days yard. You see so much different race, so much different people line up with the ID card. Or visit my village called Talparo, where they get no water for years. So much different race, so much different color, with a bucket they don't shedding tears. Now tell the racists, sufferers don't care about color. Sufferers don't care about race. Sufferers don't care who migrate from where or who living in who place. Sufferers don't care who from country. Sufferers don't care who from town. Sufferers only want to hear what with their food coming from. Visit brutal. And I know that you would be shocked to see so much different race of people line up waiting on one dock, or pay a visit to the 8th ward, where they find no cure as yet. People don't know the race, can't remember the color. All they know is that they're facing death. Now tell the racists, sufferers don't care about what? Sufferers don't care about race. Sufferers don't care who migrates from where or who living in who place. What? Sufferers don't care who from country. What? Sufferers don't care who from town. Sufferers only want to hear we get food from his farm. Something that they want to protect. So they will always keep on talking the race talk till the day of the death. But poor people, we have nothing. Don't know where the next meal coming from. So I want you to go and to tell all the races, suffering makes us one. Tell your racists, sufferers don't care about race.